First, let me shout out to Tiller the Q for sending me this story. And let me just first start off by saying that the fact that this woman is even holding a chicken in her arms, I'm more scared for the chicken considering the type of person she is. But some of you may have already heard the story already. Some of you may have not. But in this picture, you see a woman by the name of Jerri Kelly, and I swear she looks very eerie. Like I said, I'm scared for that chicken. And she basically held four black teens at gunpoint while all these kids were doing was going door to door to do a fundraiser. And this happened in Arkansas, by the way. Doesn't surprise me of the location, nor does this whole story even surprise me that this happened. And you know what? This story actually sounds kind of familiar to a story that I talked about, I think, last year. And it almost had the same kind of tone. I can't really exactly pinpoint on where it actually happened, but it sounds very familiar. But let me go ahead and read this article coming from the Atlanta Black Star. The wife of an Arkansas jail administrator was arrested last week after police said he pulled a gun on four black teens going door to door for a school fundraiser. Now, how about that? She's the wife of an Arkansas jail administrator. How about finding out that your wife is most likely coming to the same jail that you're an administrator at for being a bitch? Jerri Kelly, age 46, and that's an alleged 46, now faces several charges in the incident. In a statement, Wynn Police Chief Jackie Clark said officers responded to a suspicious persons report on August 7th and arrived to find a gun-toting Kelly standing over the four juveniles who were lying on the ground. As one of the officers allowed the teens to stand, they explained that they were selling discount cards for their school's football program. See, this goes back again to palm colored thinking that they can police everything that will be labeled as black moving around, even when they are not in law enforcement. They literally self-deputize themselves. I just did a story kind of highlighting that. It was last week. I think it was was it Kentucky, where the police was going after this guy and he took it upon himself to shoot the boy or whoever it was a couple times and then kept firing at him with the intent to kill him. And he wasn't even a cop. Like, they get off on this. This literally puts a smile on their face or makes them dream happy thoughts at night. It says, as one of the officers allowed the teen to stand, they explained that they were selling discount. Okay, I read that part already. Two of the students even wore school jerseys. One of the players, age 16, who asked not to be identified, told News Channel 3 that he and three of his teammates were out fundraising when they ran into trouble. As they walked up the driveway to home, he said a woman came out armed with a gun and that when she ordered them to the ground, forced them to spread their legs and keep their hands pinned behind their backs. So basically, it was almost like she literally did try to self-deputize herself. And see, there's always this notion that black people or ADOS does not like to contribute to society, or we're not trying to do for ourselves. Here you have these four teens who are trying to raise money the old-fashioned way, the legal way, and they can't even do that because you have people like her, and I allegedly call her a her because she does not look like any. She basically stopped them from doing what it is they were trying to do. Like, every time it seems like we try to better ourselves, you have people like that, like this thing you see in the image, choking the chicken, doing all kinds of stuff to try to throw all kinds of barriers in our way, no matter what it is, because they just can't get off of the hang up that we are always going to be suspicious in their eyes. Meanwhile, who is the ones committing all these mass shootings? People that look like that. But they don't have no suspicion for them. The teen's grandmother said she simply couldn't believe what had happened. My grandson said, "Grandma, if she had shot me, I'd have made my peace with God." Did you hear that? This is a teenager that said that. He said, if she had shot me, I would have already made my peace with God. That is a very deep statement to come from a teenager. Basically saying if he was going to die that day, he pretty much would have, felt like he've already fulfilled everything he needed to do while he was on earth, while he was breathing. Officers took the teen home, and Kelly was arrested Monday on 4 counts of aggravated assault, false imprisonment, and endangering the welfare of a minor. I bet she wasn't expecting that to happen. She didn't have her mugshot taken, however, because Cross County Sheriff David West claims she suffered a quote-unquote medical issue. Here they go. During booking. Well, that's fine, because guess what? I've managed to find her mugshot. Her mugshot has now been made to be available. Let me see if I can scroll up a little bit. There it is right there. There's her mugshot right there. Let me see if I can find a different one. All right. Yep, there's her mugshot right there. I swear she looks like a straight up dude. That is the same woman. It says Kelly's husband is a Cross County Jail Administrator Joe Kelly, who works for the West. Well, see, the thing is, if she looks like so much like a man, I'm almost curious to see what her husband looked like. The sheriff insisted that Kelly didn't receive any special treatment, but folks in the community believe otherwise. I'm professional. My department is professional. West said there was no special treatment. She went through the steps just like any other person would. Now, that's the part that I wanted to know. Did she get any special treatment because of who her husband is? When Superintendent Carl Easley said the district is now considering ending its door-to-door fundraising after last week's incident. The parents of the students involved were immediately notified. They're just kids, longtime resident Bill Winkler told WMC Action News, adding that it is not uncommon to see kids in the neighborhood selling cars this time of the year. According to the city's police chief, a judge set Kelly's bond at $10,000. Her first hearing is scheduled for 9 a.m. Thursday, which just passed. As we focus on our children, no bond will ever be set too high to protect our children, Clark said in a statement. But in the real world, bonds are only set to guarantee appearances in court. Sometimes as police officers or citizens, we don't always agree with bonds being set too high or low, but our goal is to always ensure justice is served in the end. Well, the justice needs to be served on the behalf of the 4 teens that she had laid down on their back, and she could have easily pulled that trigger and shot all 4 of them in the back like the coward that she is. She looks like Life with Louis Anderson if he was not an animated cartoon. Y'all remember that cartoon Life with Louis back in the 90s? That's what she looks like. And I swear she looks like a man. This is her. Allegedly her. Like I said, if this is what she looks like, I'm curious to see what her husband looks like. But that's besides the point. The fact of the matter is that she's a racist piece of shit, and she couldn't stand to see these 4 ADOS boys going around door to door trying to sell something and raise money the legal way. Because they always say that we're doing illegal stuff, but even when we're doing stuff legal, they still have a problem with it. Because us and our appearance alone, we are always looked at with suspicion. Meanwhile, you can have a palm-colored male walking down the street in 90-degree weather, humidity damn near 100 in the shade, with a trench coat on, some sunglasses, a scarf, a top hat, and you don't look at him any other way. But then when he goes inside of a Walmart and starts blasting off at people like he's goddamn Rambo, then it's like, oh my God, we need to pray for the families. Everybody, I hope they're safe. I hope no cops got injured. Y'all make me sick. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. I'll talk to you in the next one.